Welcome back to the Most Valuable Player podcast. You're here with me, Nayim, and we've got Weezy here with us. And today is the first segment of the Fighting podcast. So in this podcast, we're going to discuss MMA, boxing, and many different things. Let's get straight into it. How you doing, Weezy? You good?
Not bad, brother. How are you?
Yeah, I'm alright. So did you catch the fight yesterday?
Yeah. I had to watch that fight, yeah.
What did you think? What did you think of Khabib coming in? First event in Abu Dhabi for the UFC.
Do you know what it was? It was strange because I watched, coming off it a bit, I watched the AJ fight and I thought, AJ didn't look right. To me, Khabib looked like, when he was coming out, he looked worried.
Yeah.
We had all that stress. Obviously after the fight, he said I had the weight of my nation,
yeah,
the weight of the Muslim people, all that on my shoulders, innit? So coming out, it looked like he was running. It was just literally trying to get to the fight, and then he just looked worried. But after the first round, once the first takedown happened, I thought, Comfy has got this.
For me, that fight, there was 3 minutes where I thought Poirier had the chance to do something. It was the first minute of the first minute of the second, and the first minute of the third, because that was the first time that Khabib gave Poirier the chance to do something, because he didn't go for the takedown.
He did. Was it the second round or the first round? The second round where he wobbled him.
I think it was the second round. Yeah.
Second round where he hit Khabib, and then the second round as well where he got him into that guillotine.
That was the third round.
Was that the third
round? That was
round?
just before he tapped him out.
Just before he tapped him out. Yeah. So it looked like Poirier looked like, obviously Poirier, when he went back to his corner in the second round, was like, I can't get him off me. But it looked like Khabib just looks 10 times stronger than everybody he fights. He just, honestly, once he gets him on the floor, it's like game over.
That's what I was saying. I was saying, oh no. And everybody was like, why are you saying that for? And I was like, I want to see a 5-round fight. I want to see what Khabib's got. I want to see, if the fans have paid money, I want to see an event. And as soon as he takes him down, it's just one guy. And you could see, I don't know if it was the second round, at the end of the second round, you could see Poirier looked gassed, and he barely did anything.
He was looking at his corner.
And it's all that effort of going down and trying to worm your way out, and all the body strength that's required and the energy. And I just thought, it's going to be over. And then he gets that guillotine.
Yeah, when he got that guillotine, I thought, But then you hear Khabib say the first one he nearly had me. He goes, he was inches away from having me, and he goes, the second one I felt his arms get weak, so I let him have the second one just so he gets tired.
See, I missed that bit. Yeah. Is that what he said?
He goes, the first one, he was like 5 seconds away from actually tapping me out.
Wow.
And he goes, but the second one, as soon as I got out the first one, I let him think he had the second one, and he goes, I felt the strength from the first one, and the second one wasn't the same.
Oh, okay.
So
I didn't hear that bit.
I let him have the second one, and then I knew then I had him.
So, right, okay. I missed that bit.
That was on his post-fight. So yeah.
The one criticism I did have, but then again, you're fighting one of the greatest wrestlers that we've ever seen, is that I thought Poirier gave his back up too much. I think he gave his back up too much.
I don't know if he gave it up though, because you got to look at it. Do you know, when you listen to Rogan and all these guys talk, they're like, these guys are really good, but they've got no choice. It's like Khabib's that kind of person where it's like any kind of sport, you have that one athlete where you think, do you know, when you come up against anyone, you think, he can be stopped, and then once it actually comes to it, it's a totally different thing. Khabib's of that set, where you basically you know what he's gonna do, but you
can't stop it.
You can't stop it,
and that's greatness. That is the definition of greatness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, is where you know what's gonna happen, but there's no preparation that can save you from.
You can't do anything about it, because it looked like mainly everybody that fights Khabib, the main thing is, he's not getting me on the ground. Yeah. Within a minute of the first round, Poirier was all over the ground. He was. So he couldn't really do anything about it. I felt sorry for him, kind of, because he just literally, I think he had his heart set on winning.
He did, yeah.
And then he was just throughout from the end of the fight to the post-fight, everything. The kid was just emotional.
Yeah, I like the touch at the end as well, where Khabib wore his t-shirt and said, "Look, I'm going to donate the money to charity." And then Dana White, don't know if anybody's seen, he said, "I'm going to match wherever he does." So that's really nice. And to be honest with you, I love the respect element between those two guys, because at the end they were hugging, and the respect, and the way they were speaking about each other. That's what it's about. I know you got to sell a fight, but sometimes it goes a bit too far. But that was really nice to see for a change. You don't really see that much nowadays.
Yeah, with the MMA, I think every fight on that card, what I've seen of it, all shook hands. Because you got to understand, it's not like boxing and stuff where you're only using your arms. The only thing you're not allowed to do in MMA kind of thing is just headbutt somebody, but everything else part of your body. So basically where you could choke a guy out, you can break his bones. There's got to be that bit. There's got to be that element of respect and say, I know you put in this training camp, and I know you can do that. So yeah, but going back to the fight though, do you know what? Most fights, when you're watching it, I'm a big Khabib fan, and the last thing I wanted to do was watch him lose. Yeah. So I thought to myself, there were nerves going into it. Yeah. But then afterwards, once that first takedown happened, And then he had him. It just like you could tell by a fighter's face.
Yeah.
Like Poirier, he looked at his face and he looked at his corner. Like while he had him,
didn't know what to do.
He looked at his corner and he was like, "Please give me advice.
What do I do?
Yeah, how do I get out of this?"
There's no preparation for this.
You can't.
Exactly. It's the relentlessness. It's the way they were saying in commentary as well. It's that most guys use their hands. He uses his feet when he's in a takedown. He controls you with his feet and his hands.
It just reminds me of like
everything up.
It reminds me of a snake. You know, like when you see a snake.
Yeah, he literally gets you from all angles.
Yeah, he's got you basically tied. He had his legs tied down, had one arm tied down, and then he just. But then I thought, you know, like looking at it, like obviously I won't say I'm an expert at MMA, but when you look at Khabib on top of him, you think he's not doing much, and then you hear the commentators saying he's put all his weight onto him.
Yeah.
So that the guy on the floor is going to take. Yeah, the guy on the floor is going to take all that weight.
And that's it.
But the first round, he didn't really hit him or anything. He just.
That's what gassed him out. Exactly.
Yeah. So he had all that weight on him, but. It was while it lasted, it was a good fight.
It was a good fight. Yeah, it was a good fight. And to be honest with you, overall, it was again from what I saw, I watched a few fights. It was a good card. I enjoyed it. So now, fast forwarding now, what happens for these two guys? Where do you see Khabib going? You know,
I think there's only everybody. I mean, yesterday they all kept asking him, "When's Tony Ferguson? When's Tony Ferguson?" And he kept saying, "Let me eat. Let me like rehydrate. Let me get my body up to thingy."
Yeah.
And but. Tony Ferguson put a tweet out saying he was ready. Dana said that if Tony Ferguson wants to fight, it's there.
Yeah.
I just got a funny feeling that fight won't happen.
Oh, please don't say that. Don't be the first one. What they say, touch wood. I don't want that to happen because I know they made it 3 times before.
4.
Was it 4?
4. Khabib pulled out twice and Tony
pulled out twice. Sorry, you're right. Yeah. But it has to happen because if it doesn't happen, the fans are missing out on 2 absolutely great wrestlers, 2 guys who know how to fight, 2 guys that want to fight. You know, it's not about money for these 2. It's all about legacy for these 2. Yeah. They just want to be the best. So for me, that fight has to happen. And I think it will happen. I think otherwise, I don't know if he mentioned Conor McGregor's, you know, he didn't mention him by name, but he said that other bullshit guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if he did that on purpose, trying to maybe start a promotion for that fight. Maybe. I don't know. He's not that kind of guy.
Does that fight need promotion?
I think you can make it as big as possible because end of the day, there's genuine hatred there between those 2 guys.
You see what Conor put out on Twitter?
Yeah, he said, he wants him. He wants him.
No, he wasn't even that. He just said, book my rematch in Moscow.
That's what I'm saying. He wants him. He wants in Moscow.
I don't.
And Conor McGregor's a lot of talk as well. Don't get me wrong. He backs it up with his fist. He backs it up. But he's a lot of talk as well.
But you know what? Having said that, would you want to see him fight Conor McGregor?
No, I think it'll be more of the same.
Conor on the floor
it'll be more of the same. It'll be like this fight what we just saw.
Yeah,
it's another guy who's a brawler who can punch. But as soon as you take him down, he's gonna look at his corner saying, "What do I do, guys? What do I do?"
Tony Ferguson, like I said, Tony Ferguson is the next guy up.
He's a genuine threat.
He's a genuine threat. But at the same time, I think Tony Ferguson is one of them ones where you think outside of the ring now, like. Take the nostalgia out of it, you think Tony Ferguson's got a chance in it.
Yeah.
But I think once Tony Ferguson gets on that floor, I think it's a good night for him as well.
The only thing with Tony Ferguson is his cardio is just unmatched. His cardio, and that's the thing. I think he can last. It's just, is his defense going to be good enough for what Khabib brings? And that's why it's intriguing.
Yeah, it's meant to be wrestling wise. It's meant to be like top notch as well. So
he's got the game. So that'd be exciting.
His submissions are meant to be really good. But I've just watched a couple of his fights. I mean, I watched the fight where he was on the undercard for Khabib and McGregor. And I thought, for me, when you get a chance, just go and rewatch that fight. It was a lot more striking than it was.
Is that Pettis?
Yeah, Pettis.
Yeah.
But Pettis took him nearly all the way.
Yeah, Pettis is one of those guys though. He's just always there. Yeah. You can't get rid of this guy for some reason. He's always putting his name in contention for something, and he's a tough guy. He not easily stopped.
No, I don't think. Do you know what it is with Khabib? It's the nice Mayweather effect, where it got to a point where I wanted Mayweather to lose. It got to a point where I jumped on the bandwagon and I said, no, Mayweather's not losing. I don't want him to lose. I've never wanted Khabib to lose, but I think Khabib's got that element about him where you think to yourself, yeah, I've got it solved. I've solved the riddle, but I think he's going to, like he said, he wants to retire undisputed, undefeated. I think he'll do that.
Do you think so? Yeah, it's going to be my next question. Who do you think stops him? Do you think there is anybody?
No, I can't see anybody.
Do you see him maybe going up to 185 and fighting Kamaru Usman?
It does. I mean, the 2 times he pulled out Tony Ferguson he struggled to make 155. So, and then this fight he struggled to make 155. So I think it might be going up. But then he wants, as he said to Dana, I don't want to be going up to like is it 175 the next
170 I think.
170. He wants 165.
165. He wants that catch weight.
And then Dana was like, I'm not gonna make thingy.
I'm
not gonna just make your own weight for you. But it'd be like the Mayweather sort of like what Canelo does now, where you make kind of where you're such a big name in the game, they've got to accommodate.
They accommodate, yeah.
They have to accommodate.
And that'll be interesting to see.
But then he'd fight. It would be interesting because once if he does go up to 165, then Ben Askren has got a big. He talks a lot.
Yeah, he's got a big mouth. And
he's to be really good at the like sort of ground pound game.
He's good. I mean, I watched his first fight against Lawler, and he just showed incredible heart. Yeah. He was finished, but then he got beat in his most recent fight.
Yeah,
I can't remember against who, but he got knocked out. So he's one of them. But then that's the nature of the game. It's one punch and you're out.
Yeah, that kind of. Yeah.
So let's fast forward. Let's fast forward into the next UFC 243 in Australia. We've got Israel Adesanya.
Yeah.
Representing the green like you and me.
Yeah.
Nigeria or against Robert Whittaker down in the Oz.
Do you know that's
how are you seeing that going?
It's gonna be explosive. That fight. It's basically two strikers. But one of them, like Adesanya, I watched first time you ever hear about him, I watched him. I thought, what's the hype about? The guy, he's like his feet, elbows.
Yeah.
If he goes for a certain part of your body, he's getting it. So it's just, he's immense. I think he's a big talent. I like him a lot.
There's a couple of Nigerian fighters and there's two of them champions, him and Kamaru Usman.
Yeah.
It's just the talent and the body and the physique and the cardio, and it's just with him again. He's relentless.
Yeah.
And I think what's gonna swing in his favour is the fact that he's been more active.
Yeah.
I was looking, and Whittaker hasn't fought since Yoel Romero too.
Yeah.
Which I thought he was on the verge of getting knocked out.
But like you said though, all it takes is one punch, and that Whittaker can punch.
Whittaker can bang with the best. He can bang with the best.
That's his selling point. It's just basically he's what they call him, a one KO, one knockout artist. So
I don't know how to split that, but I'm gonna go with Adesanya. I think he's the future.
Yeah.
He's up and coming. I think he'll take that. For me, he'll take that. And
I would have said I would have gone with Adesanya as well, but with this sport though, one hit can change it. But I genuinely think Adesanya will take that. I think it probably will go to the 5 rounds.
Do you think so?
Yeah, go scorecards.
Yeah, but they're both tough guys. They're both tough guys. I can see that possibly going 5 rounds. Yeah. And just going back a few weeks as well, did you get a chance to see the Cormier Miocic fight?
Knockout,
yeah. And what did you think of that?
I watched the fight live. I watched it on when you put it on YouTube.
Yeah. I didn't put it on YouTube, guys.
No, but when you went, I thought if you didn't know the result, going up to the 5th round, you thought it's Cormier, it's done.
He had him. He had the game plan.
If you thought it's done. And then it's just like that one, he just swung it. And then
that master stroke, though, he went to the body.
Yeah.
He just kept going to the body, and he knew this guy, he's feeling the power. I could see him grimacing.
It looked like, because you know to yourself, you thought, like, once you start watching the 5th round and you think, Cormier's already won, though. If he goes to points, it's Cormier.
Yeah.
And then once he got them body punches and he started grimacing and he went up against the fence, you think to yourself, just keep moving.
Yeah.
Like, obviously that's like from you watching it as a fan. I'm not taking these hits, so it's easy for me to say.
It's easy for me. It's always easier on this side. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. From our side, it's easy for us to say keep moving while you're standing. But once he took that hit and he went, I thought, But
so what do you think then? Do you think that it's just logical John Jones has to make the move and fight Miocic? Or do you think there's another chance? Do you think Francis Ngannou maybe he's up?
It has to be John Jones.
Has to be John Jones next.
There's that Cormier element where John Jones has got all the wins over Cormier.
Yeah.
And then if he beats this guy, I mean, obviously, but you could have the trilogy because it's 1-1 between Cormier and Miocic. So
you could, but I
think Cormier's done.
I think he's done.
Yeah, I think he's done. I think it is over for him. I mean. Like he did say after the fight, his wife or his family will all want him to pack it in.
You could see the emotion on his face there and then.
Plus, he's a very emotional guy anyway.
Yeah.
Period. I mean, I've seen him after the Khabib fights and that. And
he's a good friend of Khabib's.
He's a good friend, and then after every time Khabib wins, he's always crying. And so he's an emotional guy.
Yeah.
But unless there's a trilogy, if there's not a trilogy, then you've got to go with John Jones.
This is the thing I love about the UFC against boxing.
Best have to fight the best.
It's because and it happens because Dana White, because it's all run by the one organization. It's not promoters, so they make it happen. If they could do the same in boxing, oh man, it would change things so much. But there's a few big fights coming up, in the UFC, and I think that next card is just going to be explosive.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I've seen the promotion of it straight after the Khabib fight yesterday. And I weren't at first. Obviously, I've heard about it. I've seen it. I've watched both guys, and I thought I wasn't really intrigued.
Yeah.
But then once you see the promo little video, that little 30-second
it gets you excited. It gets you excited.
I'm buzzing for this one. I can't wait to actually see the outcome of it. But yeah, no, I think like I said, I'll go with Israel.
Yeah.
John Jones, he's one of them guys though. I want to see him lose, but I can't see anybody beating him as well. So I think he'll probably fight that coach, whoever how you say
Miocic, yeah.
Miocic, yeah. I think he'll fight him, and I think John Jones will beat him. To be fair.
Do you think so?
Yeah. John Jones. John Jones though, he's
He's got everything.
Yeah, you can't beat him on the striking game.
Yeah.
You can't beat him on the ground.
Yeah.
He's got the one knockout punch. So he's just...
I think that fight against Cormier, I think it kind of highlighted some of, Miocic's weaknesses. And I think a more active and fitter guy would have finished him off.
Would have finished him off.
Yeah, and I think, obviously, don't forget, DC's 41, I think.
Yeah.
So, or 39 or 40 or 40, or something like that. Yeah. He's on the wrong side of, of the years. So... If he just had a fitter, younger guy, and that is John Jones. Yeah, and I think you're right. I think he's going to absolutely maul him. Don't get me wrong, Miocic has done some great things in the heavyweight division, but that guy is there to take it. Because the thing with John Jones as well is he's got the body to have the weight.
Yeah, John Jones he's his own enemy. Basically only he beats himself.
Yeah.
So he's one of them guys where I've always had this argument with MMA people, like.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not the most clued up person, but for me, when they say he's the greatest of all time, you can't really, for me, it doesn't go down as the greatest of all time. But.
It's tough because you have to look at everything, and sometimes people will say Anderson Silva as well. Yeah. People say BJ Penn, but BJ Penn's coming back non-stop. People say Royce Gracie, GSP. There's so many different names. It's tough to sort of narrow it down to one guy. You've got all these different weight classes and all these different guys.
It's not nothing to do with his fighting ability. It's the actual facts of.
It's everything else.
Yeah, outside of the ring, where obviously he gets pulled over for drink driving, PED, any athlete who's the top of his game. Yeah. Now, obviously, coming back to let's say Ronaldo, Messi, or you've got Mayweather or AJ or anybody like that. Yeah. If you find out their records are unblemished or whatever, and then it comes out that they've taken PEDs or you know what I mean?
It just ruins everything.
Your perspective of them changes. It's just, and that's what it is with John Jones. I thought he was untouchable. Then he's been caught with like performance enhancement drugs twice.
Yeah.
So can he go down as the greatest, or can you argue that he's the greatest? Now, if Khabib if they did a drug test and he sank, inshallah that happens, but if it does happen.
It's gonna break your heart. It's gonna you're gonna lose trust in that guy.
You're not gonna view him the same because you're gonna think.
I agree.
Well, how many times did you cheat to get there? And that's the reason with John Jones. I just think to myself now, and I agree with Cormier. That's one of the reasons. I don't think he'll go down as the greatest. I mean, one of the greatest, but he won't go down as the greatest.
Yeah. One last thing you reminded me. You said Khabib's name. What about the ending when he jumped over the cage? Yeah. And I thought, not again. You're not gonna do it again. And then he gives Dana a hug. Oh, Dana White hug. That was funny. That was funny.
But you could tell now, Dana White has fully bought into Khabib.
Yeah, he knows he's his
after
he's
the press
PPV
conference,
machine.
he just goes this experience to Dubai, where the fight actually was in Dubai,
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, Abu Dhabi. Sorry, same thing anyway. But
it's all sand.
It's all sand, innit? All desert, innit? No, but so where he Dana after the fight was with Khabib's being around Khabib's people and being how they are. He goes, I've never been around more respectful. Where it just seems like a complete brotherhood.
Yeah, and that was nice to see, and I like the fact that they've taken it there. You've got AJ going to Saudi Arabia next. You've had so many fights in boxing, with George Groves and then fighting in Saudi Arabia. So you're going to see now more fights, especially with a lot more money being there and technology and everything else, sort of growing. You're going to see a lot more fights. Yeah, they did. And you're going to see a lot more things there. You've got the World Cup coming as well, in a couple of years' time. So you've got so much different things coming there. Yeah. They're just trying to grow it, and it's nice to see.
It was nice to see fans boxing or any fighting event, you've always got the villain and the good guy. Yeah. And then it was nice to see them cheering Khabib in and then cheering Dustin in as well. Yeah. And then when Dustin lost, and then they
gave him respect.
And he made him, even though he was very emotional after the defeat. Yeah. It was that
he thought he was gonna have it, but let's call it there, Weezy. Thank you very much for coming down. So thank you very much for listening, guys. Please follow us on the MVP podcast on YouTube. That's where this will be posted, as well as Spotify, Podbean, all of the places you can get your podcast. And follow us on Instagram and Twitter as well. It's the MVP, the Most Valuable Player podcast. Sorry. Thank you very much. Peace.